Let me ask you something. What if the one thing you've been doing every single night, something that feels completely harmless, even healthy, is quietly pushing your blood sugar higher and higher, year after year? Not junk food, not skipping exercise, something far more ordinary than that. Something most doctors never even bring up at your annual checkup. And here's the part that genuinely concerns me. Research shows that nearly 96 million American adults have prediabetes right now, and the overwhelming majority of them have absolutely no idea. If you're over 50 and you think your lifestyle is pretty good, please stay with me, because what I'm about to share could genuinely change how you see your daily routine. If this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now, because every week I bring you the kind of honest, research-backed health information that your doctor wishes they had more time to explain to you in the office. And today's topic is one I get asked about constantly. So, let's get into it together. My name is Dr. Jack Foster, and I've spent over 2 decades working with patients in their 50s, 60s, and beyond. I've sat across from thousands of people who were doing everything they thought was right, eating reasonably well, staying somewhat active, getting their yearly labs, and yet their blood sugar kept creeping up. And when we dug deeper together, the answer was almost always hiding in plain sight, in the habits that felt completely normal, in the things that felt like just getting older. And that's exactly what I want to talk to you about today. Here's something most people genuinely don't know. After the age of 50, your body's ability to regulate blood sugar starts to shift in ways that are completely independent of what you eat. Your muscle mass naturally decreases, a process called sarcopenia, and muscle is actually your body's primary storage site for glucose. Less muscle means less capacity to absorb blood sugar after a meal. Your pancreatic cells also become a little less responsive over time, and your liver starts releasing glucose a bit more aggressively, especially in the morning. None of this is your fault. None of it means something is wrong with you. But it does mean that things that were completely fine for your body at 35 are no longer neutral at 60. And that's the conversation we need to have. Think about a woman named Margaret. She's 63, retired school teacher, loves her garden. She walks 3 times a week, cooks most of her meals at home, and hasn't eaten fast food in years. At her last checkup, her doctor told her her blood sugar was a little elevated and suggested she watch what she eats. Margaret went home confused. She already watched what she ate. She already exercised. So, what was she missing? What Margaret didn't know, and what nobody had explained to her, was that it wasn't about what she was eating as much as when she was eating, how she was sleeping, and one specific habit she did every single evening that she never would have suspected. And that habit is something I'll come back to in just a moment, because I want you to understand the why before I give you the what. Here's where things get really serious. A 2021 study published in Diabetes Care found that chronic mild sleep disruption, we're talking about losing just 60 to 90 minutes of quality sleep per night, can increase insulin resistance in older adults to a degree comparable to gaining 20 to 30 pounds of body weight. Let that sit for a second. Not sleeping deeply enough can affect your blood sugar almost as dramatically as being significantly overweight. And yet, how many of us over 50 joke about not sleeping well anymore? How many of us say things like, "Oh, I'm just a light sleeper now. That's just how it is." We normalize it. We accept it as part of aging. But that normalization is costing us in ways we can't see on the outside. Now, I want you to do something for me right now. Just think about your own evenings. Do you find yourself waking up once or twice in the middle of the night? Do you lie down feeling tired but find that sleep takes forever to actually come? Do you wake up feeling like you didn't really rest, even after 7 or 8 hours in bed? If any of that resonates with you, I want you to drop the word yes in the comments below. Just that one word. Because I want you to know you are absolutely not alone in this, and I want to make sure this video reaches everyone who needs it. But here's what most people don't know about this connection. It's not just total sleep hours that matter. It's the quality of your deep sleep, specifically the slow-wave sleep stage, that regulates a hormone called cortisol. When your deep sleep is fragmented or insufficient, cortisol stays elevated longer than it should overnight. And elevated cortisol tells your liver to release more glucose into the bloodstream, even while you're fasting, even while you haven't eaten a single thing. So you can go to bed with perfectly healthy blood sugar and wake up with numbers that make no sense to you. This is actually called the dawn phenomenon, and it affects a surprising number of adults over 50 who have no diabetes diagnosis whatsoever. So, what's the everyday habit that's making this worse? It's screen time within an hour of going to bed, scrolling through your phone, watching the news, checking your emails one last time. The blue light from screens suppresses melatonin production, which delays the onset of deep sleep and reduces the amount of slow-wave sleep you get overall. Over weeks and months and years, this quietly chips away at your insulin sensitivity in the background, while you go about your life thinking you're doing just fine. Margaret, she watched the evening news every night until 10:30, then scrolled through her tablet in bed until she fell asleep. She had no idea it was connected to anything health-related at all. What I'm about to tell you might surprise you. The fix for this doesn't require a prescription. It doesn't require an expensive supplement, and it doesn't require you to overhaul your entire life. Start with one change. Beginning tonight, set a hard stop on all screens, phone, tablet, TV, 45 to 60 minutes before you intend to go to sleep. During that window, do something genuinely calming. Read a physical book. Have a cup of chamomile or valerian root tea. Do some gentle stretching. Step outside and breathe the night air for a few minutes. Your body needs that wind-down signal to shift into the hormonal state that supports deep, restorative sleep. And deep restorative sleep is one of the most powerful metabolic tools you have available to you. Completely free, completely natural, and profoundly underestimated. Now, I want to speak to a few different people for a moment, because not everyone watching this is in the same place. If you're in your early 50s and your numbers are still normal, this is exactly the time to build these habits, before the drift begins. If you're in your 60s and your doctor has mentioned borderline or pre-diabetes, please hear me when I say this is reversible in many cases, and sleep is one of the first places to look. And if you're in your 70s and feeling like the ship has already sailed, I want you to hear this clearly. It is never too late to meaningfully improve your metabolic health. The research supports this. Your body is more adaptable than you've been led to believe. There's another piece of this puzzle that almost never gets mentioned. Stress-related cortisol during the day compounds everything we just talked about at night. When you carry tension through your day without any real release, no laughter, no movement, no genuine rest, your cortisol baseline rises, and your insulin resistance grows alongside it. This is why two people can eat the exact same dinner and have completely different blood sugar responses. One of them has been calm and reasonably rested. The other has been running on adrenaline and interrupted sleep for months. Same meal, very different metabolic outcomes. As I always remind my patients, and I'll say it here, you are not a lab result. You are a whole human being, and your health is connected to how you live, how you sleep, how you feel, and how supported you are. Please remember that nothing I share here replaces the personalized guidance of your own physician, but I do hope it gives you something valuable to bring into that conversation. The most important thing I want you to take away today is this. Feeling normal does not always mean everything is fine underneath. After 50, some of the most significant shifts in your metabolic health happen quietly, without dramatic symptoms, hidden inside habits that feel completely ordinary. Your blood sugar doesn't always spike because of a cheeseburger. Sometimes it rises because of a news broadcast and a tablet screen and a night of shallow sleep. And that is a truth worth knowing. If this video helped you see your evenings differently, please give it a like. It genuinely helps this information reach people who need it. Subscribe if you want honest, warm, no-nonsense health guidance every week. Leave your yes in the comments if tonight's the night you're making the change, and share this with someone you love who might be in the same situation without realizing it. You might be doing them one of the most important favors of their life. Take good care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.